Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the nation of Israel, better known as the Great Millstone. Honor and love and salutation to you, sincere Akim, as well. I listened to the radio, and they were talking about the biggest sales that have ever taken place online for for online sales over this Black Friday weekend, and said they reported 6 billion in digital sales, and immediately the scripture and revelation came to mind, as well as a reporting on Boeing having an upsell and something that they thought was going to be not worth anything, but their Boeing wide body plane, I think they said they went up in like 6 or 7% also for their stock, and they got a bunch of more orders, or 0.6. But they're gonna make more money on these planes that they didn't expect to make any money on. And so when I heard those two things, I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta read this precept. So like, yeah, which is a Revelations, as James White hates to hear it. I'll put it back in. I think it's like 18. So the costliness, which will be New Testament. There it is, 18 and 19. Okay, and it says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour she is made desolate. And I was thinking about the time of Noah and the flood. No one thought the destruction was going to come until it was happening, and that's pretty much how America feels now, because there's no judgment. So they weren't getting judged for a good time in the time of Noah, and they thought judgment would never come. If it didn't come then, why would it come later on? And it's the same mindset. These people are seeing America is doing so well with their economy, what they think is doing well, that they're not going to see it coming. The same thing, it's the same exact thing with the flood. It's going to be the same thing with the destruction of America. And when it happens, they're going to be, and that's going to be the time of mourning. They're going to be like saying, alas, alas, that great city, America, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. And you look that word costliness up. Okay, gotta go to the blue letter. Well, the definition first is costing much, expensive, high in price, which had me thinking of the Boeing planes, and then the online sales, like something like a costly emerald bracelet, costly medical care, resulting in great expense. The upkeep of such a large house is costly. And that's America with the budget. They just keep printing out money and keep shelling stuff out, So when you go to the Greek, it's G 5094, Temeotas, and it's preciousness, costliness for the usage. But the definition says expensiveness, i.e. by implication magnificence or costliness, which gets into their airplanes, right? Their online sales, anything you can think of and imagine that has them where they can see their economy doing well, and they can't see America going down. Okay. And it's letting you know right here in verse 19, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by the reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. And it's not gonna all this time they put into building something up, and it's not gonna take long for the Most High to have this place destroyed. And this is talking about America because majority of all of its business is with trade routes, especially with ships, constantly having ships in and out. There was a couple months back, people forget, the hardships that happen because they rejoice in these little moments of sales. But there was the ports were kind of shut down. You had truckers backed up all the way up for a day to 3 days, waiting in a line to get their their trailers put up on the docks or taken off from the docks. So it's letting America is made rich by sea, by having its ships in the sea. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God Yahweh hath avenged you on her. See, and that's another aspect that these people don't realize, is that the holy apostles and prophets they're supposed to rejoice in the destruction of the golden city Babylon, better known as America. This is what needs to happen. It's a vengeance being taken out on them because they have the holy apostles and prophets, which by ethnicity, by nationality, the holy apostles and prophets belong to which group? They're Israelites. Okay, they're Israelites, man. So that's when you read from the beginning to the end, this whole thing about being deliverant, about having deliverance, is for those holy apostles and the prophets, which are known to be Israelites. It hasn't changed. Okay. So, I just wanted to highlight that. It was something I heard on the radio as I was pulling into work. And I just wanted to highlight that. And it just made too much sense, hearing those reports and the Spirit putting that precept in mind. So, with that, I'm going to say shalom.